Okay, folks, I have a problem, or a couple of problems combining to make a very specific problem. The first problem is that I'm a man, and so my face grows little tiny hairs on it. My face is getting scruffy. The next problem is I'm out of razor blades. I usually shave my face with a Gillette M3 Power because it vibrates and is cool. Well, the cartridges are fairly expensive. And the third problem is that I am really tight on money right now. So I don't necessarily have a lot of money to go and buy super expensive razor cartridges. But what I do have is this. This is a straight edge razor that was a gift to me. When I was serving a mission for the LDS Church down in Texas, I served in Texas and New Mexico. And one of the members down there in Texas gave me this straight razor as a gift. I have no idea how old it is. I have no idea where it came from. It says USA something on the other side. Shoe matter? Tungsten? I don't know if this is actually tungsten or not, but at any rate, it's a potential solution to my problem. So, obviously this has seen years of neglect. So it's got a bunch of rust on it. And I'm going to clean the rust off. And I'm going to sharpen this bad boy up. And I'm going to try shaving my face with it. And I might end up cutting my face to shreds. Who knows? We'll see where that gets me. But at any rate, I'll try and make a video that documents the beginning, middle, and end of me cleaning the rust off of this thing and sharpening the edge. I'll do whatever I can with my Lansky to get it nice and sharp. And I should be back when I have cleaned the rust off. I have a Dremel that I'm going to use to do some cleaning. So we'll see how it goes. I'll be back. Here's the tool that I'm going to use to do some initial buffing. So you can see here, this is a sort of a sanding brush. It's sort of squishy, so I hope to not ruin too much of the edge. My primary concern is going to be not to overheat the edge so that it loses its temper. But I'll do the best I can and come back and show you what I've got. So I thought I would try and show you this. I've started doing some buffing, and it's working well. It is actually cleaning up nicely. You can see the tungsten word there. But weirdly enough, this is super sparky. I don't know why it's doing that, but let me see if I can show you a little bit here. I've got it on a very low speed. I hope you can see that. I hope you could see that. I'm not pushing hard on this at all. I'm not really pushing on it. I'm just making contact with a spongy sanding tool, and it's sparking a lot. I don't know why it's doing that. If you know why it's doing that, please leave it in the comments below and explain it to me. Alright, so I've done my buffing with the sanding sponge. I don't know what to call that. It's been so long since I bought it. And it's looking pretty good. I've got, as far as I can tell, most of the corrosion off there, most of the oxidation off of the metal. Oh, and I was able to actually read what this said. Yeah, okay, there we go. So it says, Shoemate Razor Co., St. Louis, Missouri, USA. So that's what that says. Heaven knows what good can be done with a little bit of buffing. So, this is where the razor's at right now. I'm loving kind of the pitted look that all of that corrosion left. What I'm going to do next is try and hit it with a buffer wheel and some jeweler's rouge and see if I can't shine it up just a little bit more. As much as I love the pitted look, I hope that stays. I don't think jeweler's rouge will be enough to remove that. But I do want to prevent this from rusting further as much as possible, and a good mirror finish helps prevent corrosion. So I'll come back once I have tried doing some of that buffing. Bad news about the buffing, I was unable to find the proper mandrel for my Dremel that has the threaded screw point tip for my buffer. So I was real excited. I even had this little cone-shaped buffing tip that I was going to use to get all detailed and stuff, but as luck would have it, I can't find the little screw-pointed mandrel that sticks in the back of that. So I've got it all loaded up with rouge and nothing to spin it with. So I'm going to jump right into trying to sharpen my razor, let you know how it goes. Alright, so I've been trying to make my Lansky clamp work on the razor, but it seems this hollow grind angle is too steep. There isn't enough material for the clamp to grab onto to really hold the razor in place. You might be able to see as I put this in here. See if, with the clamp touching, I can still rotate the razor, and that would change the angle, so the clamp isn't going to do me very much good at all. So I'm going to try and do this by hand, as I've shown before with that Opinel number 3. I'm going to use the spine of the razor as my tool to hold my angle steady, because that seems to be fairly straight. So I'll be putting the razor flat against the blade and the spine and drawing out on my stone like that. So I'll start that process and update you as I go along. Okay, so I've got probably 600 or 700 strokes on both sides of this blade so far with my coarse stone from Lansky. You can see sort of the polishing that's going on the spine and on the edge. And despite having 600 or 700 strokes on both sides, I have yet to raise a burr, which is what I'm going for. I'm hoping, there you go. Can't really see it very well, but I can see that you can still see the edge. There's a glint off the very cutting edge, so I'm still a ways away from being shaving sharp on this guy. But it's getting late tonight, so I'm going to call it a day, and I'll pick it back up tomorrow. Okay, so as you can see by the wet hair, I've just showered, and hopefully I got my face nice and warm. It made the room about as hot as I could stand it. You can also see that my face has gotten quite hairy in the time it's taken me to sharpen the razor. So one of the things I'm going to try to do is not wash all of my long hair down the sink drain. I'm going to try and tap some of it off into the garbage can if I can, and hopefully that won't cause too many plumbing problems if I just rinse the little hairs down the drain. So I've never done this before, but I've watched a few YouTube videos about other people shaving with straight razors, and I'm hoping that I've learned enough that I won't need stitches. So I have here my razor, and I've got my little cup with a puck of soap. I've had this for a long time, and I used to use this soap with my Gillette razor, my safety razor, and so I know that it takes a little bit of effort to get it all lathered up, and I haven't used it in a while, so I'm hoping it will lather okay. And I've got my little, I think this is boar's hair bristle brush that I'll use to get it all lathery. So I guess here goes, and we'll see what I can do. So I've heated up the water in my sink pipes already, so this is already pretty hot water, as hot as it'll go. I'm going to give my brush a little rinse, make sure it's got some water in there. And start working it around in my little cup. I'm building up a bit of a lather there. Sometimes this brush is kind of frustrating to me because the hairs fall out, and and I don't know why they fall out, but I don't think they're supposed to. I did read when I got this soap puck a long time ago that the more water you use, the thinner the soap will be, the thinner the suds will be, and I do want it to be kind of thick, but I also want it to penetrate my hairy beard, and I'm hoping that it will. I'll work that into a little lather here. Oh, before I start lathering, water's very, very hot. I'm gonna get my face all wet. Okay. And I'm gonna lather one side first and see how this goes. And if I'm hacking my face to pieces, I'm probably just gonna break down and go buy some razor cartridges from Walmart until I can get this under control. Because I do need to go to work tomorrow and I do need to look sort of professional. My lather is not as warm as I would like it to be, but it is nice and thick. It feels weird to lather a beard that's this thick. I've never done this before. I'm going way higher than I need to, but I'm hoping my razor blade can get kind of a running start at my hairline. Okay, so I'm gonna rinse off my razor a little bit. Dry it on my towel, hopefully not cutting my towel. And as I've seen people do this, I've seen them fold the handle back and kind of pinch the razor like this, and so that's what I'm going to try and do. The videos that I've watched, apparently your angle is kind of important, and I'm not sure what the best angle for this razor is. So here goes. I am going to try and, let's see, stretch my skin a little bit, so I do want to wash off a little bit of this. So that's kind of where I want my hand to be. Dry it off so I can actually get a grip. So apparently, you're supposed to stretch the skin. I'm still not getting a very good grip. Oh well, we'll take some beginner passes here. I'm having a hard time seeing what I'm doing in the mirror. So it feels as though it's cutting the hair, but I'm trying to put very, very light pressure on my face, and the cutting of the hair is like forcing the blade into my skin, and it's freaking me out. I'm cutting beard off, that's exciting. And I'm not bleeding yet. This is bizarre. There's a lot more resistance than I thought there would be, and I think that's probably an indicator that I need my razor to be sharper. But as I stand now, I don't know how to make it sharper than I already have without investing in some new tools. See, it's pulling on my face, and I don't really like that very much. Try a steeper angle. That's pretty scary. It's not as close a shave as I would like to be, but I think I can go through on a second pass, and it probably won't be quite as difficult with the hair much, much shorter. I should probably be re-sudsing before I make passes over the bare skin again, but it's working. Okay, I've got my cheek now, and I'm not bleeding yet. That to me is a victory. I feel like if I come out of this without scars, I've won. I'm gonna try and get my back line here. I know that you're supposed to try and go with the direction of the hair, but I'm not exactly sure what direction my hair grows back there. It's kind of a big tangly mess, even when it starts. Stretch the skin. And people might say mean things about this whole process, but before you say mean things, take a really old dull razor, sharpen it yourself, and shave your own face, and then you can say mean things to me. I'm terrified of getting my jawline. Lather that up a bit more. The guy who made the YouTube video that I was watching, who shaved his own face with a straight razor, he had a thing called a scuttle, and I think he had just a bunch of hot water in the scuttle, and that's where he stored his brush. And I'd like one of those, but I don't have one. It doesn't feel very good. I don't really like that direction. This is also weird because I'm trying to learn how to use what portion of the blade, because I don't really want to use the tip or the base because I'm afraid that those are going to cut me. So it's still kind of pulling, but I feel like when I go the direction that feels right, I'm not getting hung up so much. When I was going up on my throat, it was stopping with enough force that I felt like I would have to push so hard that it was making me nervous to try and just push through and cut it. And I know that it should be sharpened at that. I shouldn't have to worry about it. But going down, I didn't have to push so hard. So I felt like if I messed up going down, I was less at a risk for really injuring myself. So I'm gonna wipe my face off. So it's not nearly as smooth as I would like it to be, but I'm not bleeding. So I haven't really been trying to just squeegee the hair off at this point. I'm hoping that as I make this second pass, it will work a lot better. I'm gonna re-lather up here. And I haven't done the sideburns yet. I'll try to trim the sideburns up a little bit, but that scares me too, because I know people are gonna make fun of me for having uneven sideburns. Okay, so I'm gonna have another go at this and see if it's smoother, see if it works better. Way easier. Way easier that second time around. Okay, so my phone ran out of memory to continue the video, so I had to download that video onto my computer and then delete it from my phone. So in the time it took me to do that, I've done the left side of my face. It's still kind of rough and there are some patches that could use some more attention, but my beard's gone. So that's kind of the goal here anyway. And I'm not bleeding yet. I did my neck and I'm not bleeding yet. So that's really good. So I'm gonna re-lather up and I'm gonna try and hit my goatee. I'm a little bit lopsided on this side. I like my goatee. That's really kind of the only part of my facial hair that I actually think looks good. Fortunately for all of you, it's not about what I think looks good. Now I should say that Major Lindsay warned me that he didn't think my razor was sharp enough to do this yet, and I have to say that he was probably right. I don't have anything to compare it to because I've never shaved or been shaved with a straight razor before, but it is pulling on the hairs and it's not shaving as close as I would like it to, so I would have to say he was probably right. I would like my razor to be sharper so that there's not so much drag as I pull through. It makes me real nervous that there's so much drag. But I've already begun, so I would really like to finish. This lather is a little bit thinner. I had a little bit more water in the brush when I started. Alright, that was a bit clumsy, but I'm new at this, so I don't feel so bad. Okay, so first I'm going to try and hit my mustache. I'm going to try and come down on it. Try and hit the outside first. And there you have it. A man with half a mustache. Oh, for the record, when I shaved this side of my face, I did use my left hand. I should have showed you that, but You're just gonna have to believe me. Boy, that's scary. And I know I probably sound like a chicken as I'm doing all of this, but seriously, shave your face with your own straight razor that you sharpened and tell me it isn't scary. That doesn't want to cut. That was difficult. So I think it was hard because that part of my face is just not very tight. Your lip is very loose, and so the little bit of grabbing that my razor is doing, again because I think it could be sharper, is pulling the lip out. So I think I'm going to try and start on the outside and work my way in. And the videos I was watching, it seemed very important that you tried to follow the curvature of your chin as you did this. I don't know how well that's going to work, but I'll try. One of the reasons I think my goatee is the best part of my facial hair is because it grows the thickest. And I can really feel that with this razor that's not quite as sharp as I would like it to be. It's grabbing on a lot of hairs. I think if I'm gonna end up bleeding, this is where it's gonna happen. I just cut the tip off of a little skin blemish that was there. First blood. Dang it, I thought I was gonna come out of this unscathed. I think I should just leave this last little patch and look really professional at work tomorrow. Sort of working. At the very least, it's thinning the hair on my chin when I go sideways. And hopefully, that'll make it a little bit easier. I've got to get this razor sharper, and I'm not exactly sure how. Okay, so I'm gonna wash off my chin and see what I'm missing here. There's quite a lot of stubble left. I probably will not make you watch me trying to clean up the stubble. But as it is now, I hope you're as impressed with this as I am, because this is the first time, again, I've ever been shaved with a straight razor. First time I've ever done it myself. I sharpened this razor myself, insufficiently apparently, but still. And the only blood that I drew was right on the very tip of my chin. I'm really, really happy about that. I'm really happy that I don't have stitches in my throat right now. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this video off where it is. I hope that you've enjoyed watching this video. I hope that maybe it was educational to you, maybe it was entertaining to you. I appreciate everyone who supported me in trying to do this. And everybody who has mean things to say, go ahead and do it yourself, and then you can tell me all your mean things. Leave any comments below if you want to see me do anything differently, or if you have recommendations for how I can improve my shaving process. I'd love to hear them. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.